I'm not sure. Almost like vibrating.
Mm-hmm. Is that what you feel?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Do you see anything around you?
No, but I feel nice.
Mm-hmm. Can you sense anything around you?
It's hard to explain. It's quiet, but it's alive, if that makes sense. But there's not a lot of form to it. It's almost like cool but warm. I mean, I'm just kind of floating, and sometimes it's almost dark, and sometimes it's almost like white with colors I've never seen, but it's not too bright.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not too dark. Can't even say that I see anything, it's that I feel those things.
Mm-hmm. Is it a pleasant feeling?
Yes.
It feels good there?
Yeah, it feels good.
Good. Do you have a sense of purpose while you're there? What are you doing there?
I'm going somewhere, but I don't know exactly where.
Okay.
But I'm moving, I guess I would say forward, but I don't know if it's that, but it's the right direction.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Just kind of floating.
Yeah.
I feel drawn.
Mm-hmm.
I feel drawn to something.
Okay.
I think I've been here before many times, but I'm not sure.
Okay. It's familiar?
Mm-hmm.
Like a familiar energy to it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And you're still moving?
I am drifting.
Yeah.
It's almost like I don't have to do much. There's just something pulling me, and I just have to allow it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Do you see anything in the distance where you're going to?
It's just almost like more of the same, but there's like an end to it. It's like a tunnel, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in something.
Okay.
I'm moving toward it, and there's a voice. It's not audible, but it's inside me, and it's just telling me it's okay. Just telling me to come forward. That it's time to rest and to learn now.
Okay. And it's comforting.
Mm-hmm.
Feels good.
I like to be here.
Okay. It's good to be there.
It's better than where I was before.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Do you sense anyone else around you? Or any other beings around you?
Yes, they're towards the place that I'm going. They're waiting.
Mm-hmm. Are they familiar to you?
Yes, I know them.
Who are they?
Some of them they're spirits that I love, that I have been missing, and I'm looking forward to seeing. And some of them are the guides that have helped me along. They're waiting for me.
Are they?
Mm-hmm.
Are you looking forward to this?
Yes, very much so.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't much like the last place I was. It was exhausting.
Mm-hmm.
I'm ready to be here for a while. I hope they don't make me go back too soon.
Mm-hmm. It'd be nice just to be there for a while.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And enjoy that.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Yes.
a happy reunion with people.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really looking forward to seeing some of the people that I love the most. Or they're not really people now.
Mm-hmm.
They're more spirits. They were people where I was.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But now I know they're not hurting either.
Yeah. Good.
I'm a little afraid to know what happened to them, though.
How come?
because it was awful.
Yeah. You know they're okay now.
Yeah.
That's good. What does it look like around you right now?
It's mostly white and bright, like almost shimmery.
Mm-hmm.
And in the shimmers, there's so many colors. I wish I could see these colors all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I miss these colors. They're hard to even describe. They're very beautiful. And it's almost like every time they shimmer, it makes me feel more warm and comforted.
Where are these colors? These shimmers?
They're all around. They're there where I came from too, but we just don't get to see them quite as clearly. We're told they're there, but sometimes it's hard to tell.
Mm-hmm.
They're all around. They seem to be making a shape to kind of show me where to go, but the shape doesn't contain me. It's hard to explain. It's just very open, but I know that I'm supposed to be going this way.
Mm-hmm. So you're moving?
Mm-hmm. I think I'm almost there. I hear the voice more clearly now.
Mm-hmm.
It's telling me that I'm almost here.
And how do you feel?
I feel lighter than I did a little while ago.
Mm-hmm.
But I also still, I feel light, and I'm a little bit nervous for this next part, because it's always exciting to see who's there waiting, and I know I'll see everyone I want to soon, but this part is always a little bit heavy, because I know after this is done, I have to learn again.
What part are you referring to? What are you nervous about? What's coming up?
I'm afraid that some of the people will be mad at me. Some of my friends will be mad at me that I let them down in this last life. I was a coward.
Okay.
I didn't defend them how I needed to.
Are you almost there?
I am.
Okay. Can you describe it?
I'm not in a tunnel anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I see them. But they're not like in the same form they were before.
Mm-hmm.
They're more just light, different colors.
Mm.
I'm really looking forward to seeing them.
Mm-hmm.
Especially 2 of them.
2 of them?
Yes, but I feel very, very bad and very ashamed because I didn't defend them like I should have down there.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think they're mad at me. I can tell. They're just wanting me to come forward.
Mm-hmm.
They tell me it's okay. It's not my fault. We could have all done better, but that's what we're here for. And it's time to heal.
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll keep going, and then it's time to learn, and then we'll decide where to go next.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to right now, though. Too soon.
Too soon. You want to stay there for a while.
Yeah.
Good. So what happens there for where you're going, where you saw those 2 people? What happens after that?
For a moment, we just enjoy being in this space. And it's nice to see them like this. There's no pain here.
Mm-hmm.
And I see some of the forms of my guides, and they tell me that I did a good job, but I sure don't feel that way. I think I could have done a lot better. They tell me it's okay, that I learned what I needed. And so we're moving towards almost like it's different for everybody, but for me it's almost like a shower. Like the best thing is like on Earth, it's like a waterfall. I like those.
Mm-hmm.
And it's cleansing.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of gets rid of any of the junk that I still had. Probably this feeling of guilt I'm not supposed to have that here.
Yeah.
I have to go through the shower before I move forward.
Mm-hmm. And what does that feel like? The shower.
It feels like peacefulness. It's a nice buzz, like a vibrating.
Mm-hmm.
And it gets rid of all the things that I don't need to carry anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't have to carry guilt and pain. That's not the point.
Mm-hmm.
I think I did the best I could for what I had then.
Mm-hmm. Is that how you feel now? After the shower?
Yes.
Okay. What happens after that?
Keep moving forward. And my friends are with me, but they say that I need to be on my own for a while, but I'm not ready to leave them yet. I just want to stay with them for a slight bit longer and just enjoy being with them here where there's no pain and it's easy, just for a minute.
Nice.
But I know that after I enjoy this, I need to go and be on my own for a while. And I need to learn and look back. I like that part.
You do? What do you like about that?
I like the process of learning and becoming more whole. I like the process of seeing where I progressed and what lessons I succeeded in and which things I didn't do so well, but it's okay. We have a lot of chances here. We don't have to be perfect. But I enjoy learning and looking back and seeing things that I did well, and then I also enjoy seeing the things that I could have done better for the next time that I go down there. Not now. I don't want to go yet.
Yeah. What is the learning process like? How does that work?
Well, I don't know what it's like for everybody else, but for me, I am able to go by myself to beautiful places, and I get to pick beautiful places that I love, and they're perfect. They're absolutely perfect. And I get to reflect, and I know things that I didn't get to know down there.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Like what?
I get to know that I chose everything that happened. I get to know why. I get to know what I was supposed to learn. I get to know what I can do better. I get to know how I get to do it next time. And I have to reflect for myself first. And then when I kind of get stumped because I still need some help sometimes, then that's when some of my guides, who they're a little further along than me, they come and help me. They fill in some gaps.
How do they do that for you?
They just come and be with me, and they show me things that I already know, but they just kind of help open me up a little more so that I can listen better to myself and how I'm connected to everything else. Because they tell me that we know pretty well everything, we just have to be open to it. I'm getting better at that, but it's still a process. They tell me that sometime soon I'm going to be one of them.
Oh, really? What steps do you have to take before you can be like them?
They say that I have to learn to trust better. That I just need to learn to open myself and trust the intuition that I'm plugged into. That I have to stop putting so much pressure on myself and just listen. They tell me that all it is it's about being a vessel, and that I need to learn how to do that. more and more, and that the time will come soon where I'll let go and I'll be able to. And they told me that I've done a good job in this last life. I don't think so, but they do.
And what? What else do you do in space?
Well, they talk with me for a while, and that goes on for quite some time. And then soon I get to go with some of the other souls that are with me often, that we learn from each other, and we go over all of our recent lives, and we talk about our lessons and where we are, and we help each other, because sometimes we can see things that the other can't. You think that when you're there you should know everything, but you don't.
It's nice to have that perspective.
Because we're all plugged in, and we're all part of the same thing. We're all part of the same thing, but we are learning to access the consciousness fully. And we're all on different parts of that. And that's actually pretty cool.
Tell me more.
Well, the whole goal is to become more and more one with everything that already is. It sounds kind of silly, but it makes sense when you're there. And it's really everyone, all of the guides that are above, that are more progressed than me, they tell me that it's really simple, but it seems challenging. But we get together and we learn. We look over all of our lives, and we look over each other's lives, and sometimes we're in each other's lives, which is pretty cool, and sometimes not at all. And we help each other to see perspective that maybe we would miss on our own. Because we're not supposed to be on our own. We're all supposed to be together.
And helping the others. And each other.
Yeah. And we go through, and a lot of it in my group is we like to laugh and joke a lot. And then sometimes we're quite serious, but most of the time we like to kind of tease each other some. And we just help each other to learn. Like they're telling me that I need to stop being so hard on myself, and that I need to trust myself more. That comes up a lot. That I don't trust myself, and that I also need to just trust my instincts, because if I would do that more, then that would also help them to do that more.
Oh, really? How so?
Well, they said that, like, in some of our groups, we all are good at different things. And what I'm good at is that I know things. I'm intuitive, and I have connection to the source. And the biggest thing that I struggle with when I'm in a body is that I doubt that I have that connection, but they all tell me over and over that I do, even when we're down there.
You have people down there that tell you to?
Oh yes, all of my group, they always tell me that. Even the people that aren't in my group, they tell me that in passing, or I get told all the time. I need to learn how to just believe them and believe myself, because I know that it's true. I think I just get scared. Because people down there, they're awful sometimes. And I get scared that I'm going to get hurt, because I've gotten hurt before by being honest, and by listening to Source. I've been killed for it before, and I don't want that again. That was horrible. So I just get scared sometimes, and so I have to keep going back and learning to trust myself and trust the Source, and to guide other people that way, because that's what I'm supposed to do. Then there's other people in my group that they're good at other things, and I can see that very plainly, and I tell them that all the time. But we just try to help each other, because we're not perfect yet, and the goal isn't even being perfect. It's just being more unified and more whole with all of consciousness. That's really what it's about. There's really not a lot of pressure. You can go as slow or fast as you want. I don't know why I put that pressure on myself. But all the people in my group kind of do that. That's one thing we all have in common.
Mm-hmm.
We all tend to be, we want to progress more quickly. We like that.
You do? Mm-hmm.
Yes, but it can be stressful.
It can be. So what kind of lives do you generally choose to progress further, faster?
Hard ones.
Yeah. What do you just, like, what's hard?
Oh.
For your lives?
Well, sometimes if I want to progress fast, I choose lives that put me in positions that, when I'm there, I just am like, why did I do this? Like, I will choose to be a different religion than everyone else, or I'll choose to have gifts that people think are strange, or I'll choose to be with a person that is completely out of the question, or I'll choose a different sexuality, or I'll just choose a hard path. Like, I'll choose to be with family members that are just not very kind. Mm-hmm. I'll choose paths in life where I really have to stand up for myself, and it's very hard. I've chosen some lives where I just needed a break, and I just choose things that are just free-flowing and easy, and those feel very good while I'm in them. But then I am a little bit disappointed when I come here, because I realize I didn't get very far, and I know that I just put off the inevitable of going back into something more challenging. So I figure like I've chosen lives where I'm in a family that is not very kind to me, and that I'm just very different. I choose a lot of those where I'm very different.
That happens a lot
yes.
for you? Okay.
Yes, that happens a lot, and sometimes I do better at being able to break the mold, and sometimes I don't do so well, and sometimes it takes me a while, and then I start to figure it out. And sometimes I'm in times where it's very dangerous to be different. And like I said, that's how my life has ended several times, is because I'm different. And other times it's not been so bad, and people have surprised me. And other times when I've been different, it's actually been very freeing, because I shed the family and the people that I was born with, and I can help them progress. And then I'm able to find my people again, my soul group again, and that's pretty wonderful.
Good. How long do you stay in this place of reflection and learning?
It depends.
Okay.
I don't really know, because time isn't really a thing here. That's not. It's more of, you just stay until you know you need to move. You know, sometimes it feels like it could be a long time, and sometimes it feels very short, but there's really no time. Time isn't really real. It's more just you stay for as long as you need to, and you just know when you're meant to move on. And it doesn't even happen like in a certain order. You can go back to steps if you need to revisit them. That's okay too. So sometimes I'll be here with my group, and sometimes then I'll go and I need to be by myself again, and that's okay. But I say by myself, but I'm never really with myself, because we're always connected. You see, we're always with everybody. And once I'm done with that, there comes a time where sometimes I go learn something else. Sometimes I practice other skills. Sometimes I go and I'm with my guides more. And then at a certain point, I know that it's time to choose where I'm going to go next. And that part's really fun, but I always get pretty nervous. Because you get lots of choices. Yeah, you get a lot of choices about... So you get a lot of choices about what you want to do the next time you go down. And you get to choose. And you get to go and look and you get all these options. Like sometimes you get 3 and sometimes you get 8, and it just depends. And you don't make the decision just by yourself. You talk to your guides, and you talk to other souls that are going to be there with you and that you're going to influence, whether it's for a long time or a short time. And you choose what's best for all of the souls involved. You choose those lives, and then once you're ready, you get to go.
How does the choosing process work? Like, how do you see your options?
Well, there's a few different ways I've heard. Like, some of the members of my group see it differently than I do, but I get to almost have like previews or like key events, and I get to see the type of body that I will be next. And I get to figure out and almost like experiment with them for a time and choose which one I feel will be the one that I need. So like right now I'm feeling very motivated and I really want to learn a lot. And so there's a couple lives that they're going to be more challenging, but I think those are the ones I'm going to go with. And then there's always ones that are, you know, I'll still learn some, but maybe not quite as much. And I've chosen that before after particularly hard ones, but I don't think I'm going to consider those this time. So I just get to see parts of them and kind of feel what it would be like. I get to feel it, but I don't get to see everything. I know most of it, and I know, you know, I'm given things where I know that I'll be on the right path, or I know that I'll be able to recognize people that I need, and I know that I'll be able to, you know, and I choose. Sometimes I even choose how I die, and some of the things I've chosen, I don't know why I didn't. There's times where I could have just, I don't know that I had to choose that brutal of a way, but it was just the sign. That was just the time that I went in. And
how come? What's the difference?
I feel like the more peaceful ways, I learn better that way. Yes, I'm a more peaceful soul. I've been in lives that are pretty brutal, and I don't like those. Gotcha. And I feel like sometimes just when things can be hard, but they don't need to necessarily be physically dangerous, you know? Like, I've had those kinds of lives, and I'm not sure that I learned anything more than the others, so I don't do those much anymore. Yes, I choose things where it's more emotionally hard now, not physically. I like to be in healthy bodies.
Do you? Generally speaking, yeah.
Yeah, I've had a few that weren't, and I've had a few where I, like I said, it was not a very fun way to go. Yeah. But I don't think that that's necessary for me right now. Okay. So I'm choosing more healthy bodies, but it's more emotional difficulty, or yeah, that's what I like.
Gotcha. When you're choosing the way that you die in a certain life, do you do more than one option, or do you just like do one, like different exit points, or what do you see about that? Well,
sometimes I've only given myself one, and I don't like those. I like having options.
You like having options?
Yeah. So exit points. 4 of them. I've passed 4 exit points, and none of those were the time yet. Yeah. And I have several more exit points along the way, and I think I'm a little bit of a slow learner on this time around, so I think I'll pass the next few. I have a feeling this one will be a little longer time, and that's okay.
Okay. Well, that's good. Okay. How does it go when you decide that it's time, after you chose your life and the people that you want to interact with and the lessons? What happens next?
Well, once I choose the life that I'm going to go into, there's a period where I prepare. And again, time I don't know how to quantify. There is really no quantifying. It's just like a knowing where I go and I prep. So some of that is on my own where I'm preparing and I call up lessons that I've already had in progress and different experiences that I've already had in many lives, and I take what I need from those and how I can progress and do better in this next one. I also, in this phase, I meet a lot with my group and who I'm going to come with. You meet with them a lot, and we talk a lot, and we talk about how we're meant to help each other and how we're meant to recognize each other, and we also make peace, because sometimes the souls that you're with as people, it's very harmonious and it's good. Like sometimes you get to be like in love, and you get to be like a soulmate, and sometimes you get to be like really great siblings or parents or spouses or whatever. But sometimes you spend a lot of time here with some that maybe are not so good, and you make peace with each other, and you agree to help each other even if it's not very fun. And you express your love and your care for that soul, knowing that the brief period that you're learning is going to be kind of tough. But it's mostly a lot of that. And then when you feel like you're ready, like I know, okay, I'm ready to go, I meet one more time with my guides. And it's a similar idea to like when you are done with a life and you go into like the shower, you do that again, but almost like a preparation. Like it's more just imparting on the soul, like what we get to know, like we get imprints of things. We get to know signs, and they give you ways. Like my guides always give me ways that I can know that they're trying to tell me something. And some lives I'm really good at picking those up, and some lives I'm just not. And so that's what they're doing right now. Is they're giving me these imprints, is what I will call them, where it's almost like a knowing of this is what I'm supposed to be doing, or this is how I recognize people, this is how I recognize them, this is how I recognize myself even.
Yeah. And then what happens after that?
Well, then you just, when the time is right, you get to go. And that is very fast. There's not as much. That seems very fast. And again, I don't know time. It's like, for me, it's like when I'm done with a life and I've come out of the body and now I'm just a spirit again, that seems more floating and slow, whereas this is a little more urgent. And it's time to go, and then you start to become one with the body that you've chosen, and then you begin to meld, and that takes some time.
Does it? Gotcha. At what age of the body that you're going into, what age of them do you start melding with them or flow into or work with them?
It depends. Like there have been some times where I'll do it right away when they're still forming, but I've honestly found that to be quite boring. So I like to wait until at least after they're born. And then I'll start to meld, and sometimes the emotions of an infant are just a lot to handle, and so sometimes I'm always there, but sometimes I wait a little bit to fully meld because I'm just not ready for that emotion yet. But then it's usually within the first year or two that I like to fully meld with the body I'm in, and then I stick around. I don't come outside anymore.
Okay. You stop kind of just checking in and just stay there then?
Yeah.
Okay.
Grading too, because once we fully meld, we don't get to remember everything. And that's hard, because I like to remember some things for a little while longer before I fully become one with the body I'm in.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Exploring the fact that we get to do this as many times as we need, and we get to progress, and it's actually just a very beautiful thing, and it's very fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it's very fun. Like there's a lot of laughter, and there's a lot of joking, and there's a lot of like serious learning, but it's all very peaceful. It's all very calm and exciting at the same time, and we all know that with everything that we learn, we just become closer to becoming one with just an all-knowing, loving peace and presence, and that's really the whole goal.
Mm-hmm.